Hey guys, it's Knob Cannon coming at you today. We're talking about the Galaxy F or the Galaxy S5 Prime, whatever they're going to call it. It's going to be coming out soon. That's all we know. It just got cleared by the FCC. So I want to compare this phone to all the best phones on the market right now. Oh, just a note, we're going to be while we're talking about these phones that aren't on the market yet, just remember this isn't the official details. So they're just leaked details that I've picked up on the internet along with these pictures. And so just keep that in mind and take it with a grain of salt. We're going to first start by comparing it to the Galaxy S5 that's on the market right now, which is definitely a great phone. Let's start with the basics. The Galaxy F, we're going to call it that right now. We're just going to call it F. Is going to be a body material of aluminum, most likely. Compared to the Galaxy S5, which is going to have back to the body material. We're going to be talking. The Galaxy F is coming with an aluminum body material, while the S5 came with a plastic body material, which can be nice, but that also means that the battery might not be able to be removed out of the F. And so next thing we need to talk about is they're probably going to be both water and dust resistant, which is a great feature. The F is going to be probably 0.2 inches bigger at 5.3 inches compared to the 5.1, and then the biggest difference is going to be this great resolution that's supposed to be on the F, which is a 1440 by 2560 pixel compared to a 1080 by 1920 pixel on the Galaxy S5 the Galaxy S5. The pixel density is also supposed to be a lot greater at 554 ppi compared to 432 ppi, and other than that, it seems it's going to have the same kind of like great Galaxy features you get with the proximity sensor, where you can do AirPlay, AirPause, and like AirView and stuff like that, and dual window, things like that. They're going to have the same version of Android, probably Android 4.4, and then you're also going to get the same, you're probably going to get the exact same camera, which is a great camera at 16 megapixels, nothing to complain about. But the next thing you got to focus on is the difference in processor. You're going to get the Snapdragon 805 compared to the 801 that was in the S5. And you're going to also get 0.2, with that you're going to get probably 0.2 gigahertz more of top clock speed, and that's also a very good benefit. You're going to be able to run applications faster, and then you're going to be able to run more applications. This is great for if you're running like high quality games. You're going to get 3 gigabytes of RAM compared to the 2 gigabytes of RAM you had before. And the battery is probably going to be a little bit bigger than it is right now, but there aren't many details on that, so just keep that in mind. But that's basically those two phones. When you're looking at the Galaxy F, you have to also look at the other top phones in the market, which are the biggest one right now, or the best. Well, it's primarily the most high-end right now is the LG G3. LG is just a newcomer in the smartphone market, but making a big splash. They got this great phone. It's got a 5.5-inch display with the same resolution, the 1440 by 2560 of the F, and probably similar pixel density. And the camera's a little bit worse. It's 13 megapixels compared to the 16 megapixels on the F, and it's going to be they're going to have a lot of features on the camera, just like you have on any Galaxy phone or other phones. And next thing you're going to have, but they're also just working on the Snapdragon 801 processor instead of the 805, so you're going to see a little bit slower. But they're working off of 3 gigs of RAM, so you're going to be like, that's very, very high end. And they're also working off a great battery of 3000 mAh, and that's also great. And yes, that's a great phone at the moment. But the phones that are really on the market right now, it's been released since the 27th of May, and it's doing great. But then the phone that's really the competitor with the Galaxy S5 at the moment is the HTC One M8, which is probably the nicest looking phone you're probably going to get. It's got very similar specs to the Galaxy S5. It's not as high end as the Galaxy F is going to be. It's got like a 5-inch screen with 1080 by 1920 with 441 ppi pixel density. So the screen's going to be probably similar. It's similar mostly to the Galaxy S5. Probably not going to be comparable to the F, but they're working off the Ultra Pixel, which is not necessarily as good of a camera. But other than that, everything seems like it's working great. It's got the 801 Snapdragon and then 2 gigs of RAM. So that's a great phone if you're looking for something that looks very classy and you can take it anywhere, and it's got that nice aluminum backing. It's very nice, but it's not necessarily speed-wise, and the amount of things it can do altogether, it's not necessarily going to be comparable with your Galaxy F or your LG G3. Next phone you want to look at when you're talking about this is a newcomer to the market. This is this company's first phone. It's called the OnePlus One. This phone is just basically pretty much the same as any other phone, but it's got it's probably similar to the LG G3. It's got the 5.5 inch display, 3 gigs of RAM. The display's not as good. It's got the 1080 by 1920, which is still a great display when you think about it. It's got the 13 megapixel camera, so it's a little less than that, but it looks like it's on the market, but it's only by invite. So the two things that set this phone apart is it's Android 4.4, but it's the Cyanogen mode, which is great. But developers love it because it's very customizable. You can do a lot of things with it. It's complete freedom compared to regular Android, which is a lot of freedom still compared to like an iOS. But that's great. And the second thing that sets this phone apart is its cost. It's only $199, no contract. So whatchamacallit, you can just get, if you get the invite to buy this phone, you can purchase it and then take it to any no-contract provider, and then you can get service out of it, which is great if you want to save money, because it's only $199 compared to all these other phones, when they're unlocked, when you buy them unlocked, they're like $650. So that's a great price for that. And lastly, we have the iPhone 6, which is going to be coming out soon. We know that. It's probably Samsung and them are probably going to meet. They're probably going to announce both of their phones at similar times. It's going to be working on iOS 8, which offers some advantages over iOS 7, but still, in my opinion, it doesn't come close to the freedom you can get on an Android phone. But there might be water resistant. Not sure about that. And the reason on the picture I said iPhone 6 is there's probably going to be a 4.7-inch one and then a 5.5-inch one. So you got to be looking out for each one. The resolution's not going to be as great as any of the phones we talked about. It's probably going to be 960 by 1704, which is still good, but it's not necessarily comparable. And they're going to be probably working with an 8-megapixel camera, and then they're also going to be working with an Apple A8 processor, which is probably going to be good because it's a 64-bit, which is is very nice for them and a very nice attribute for the iPhone 6. But it's probably going to be either working off of 1 or 2 gigabytes of RAM. So compared to the other phones, the iPhone 6 probably isn't worth waiting for, in my opinion. I'd rather if you don't want to wait, just go for the LG G3 right now. It's a great phone. But if you do want to wait and you like some of the Galaxy's features, like the touch and the airplane, the things like that, and water resistance, and some of their great features on their camera, you probably want to wait for the Galaxy F. I have huge expectations for it. It's going to be great. And the Galaxy S5 is also a great phone by Samsung right now if you want to stick with it. But then you also have the HTC One M8 if you want to look classy, and you also have the OnePlus One if you really want a good deal and you want to save money while doing it. And that's basically all I have for you guys today. I'm going to post some more videos. Please subscribe, and I thank you guys for keeping up with me, and I hope you guys have a good day.